Hey everyone, it's Types, and today I'm going to be showing off some new cards that were just revealed. These are going to be coming in our Pokemon card 151 set, it looks like, which I believe is the English set. That will include the first 151 Pokemon, of course. At first I thought it was containing other Pokemon, which doesn't really make sense, but it is going to be containing all the Gen 1 Pokemon, so that's kind of cool. We see Mew, and as you see in the title of this article, this is on PokeGuardian, by the way, Kadabra is coming back. So Kadabra was not in the card game for over 20 years, as it says, because of I think it may hold on. Oh no. Okay. So because of its because of like a lawsuit or something like that. But I just realized this was released on April 1st. So hopefully this isn't a nasty April Fool's prank and we're not actually seeing Kadabra come back. But hopefully we're actually seeing Kadabra come back here. And then we're going to see some new cards that just got revealed that look pretty cool. We see a Mew EX, Alakazam EX, as well as, of course, the Abra and Kadabra. And then the 4 starters, if you count Pikachu as a starter. Their attacks are all pretty underwhelming, but you can see them here. It might be cut off a little. I know you can see them all here. So, yeah, you see the Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur. They are presumably references to something. Also here, it points out that there's more than 151 cards in the Japanese set. It's not a big deal, but we'll just see how it looks. I guess with trainers. So there are 2 new trainers revealed, as well as 2 EXs. Looks like they don't have, as I said, I think these are references to some old cards, but I saw them on PokeBeach. You can check out PokeBeach has that. But the references were very vague in my opinion, but that's fine. So we also see it has, there's some other stuff that's going to be revealed. But yeah, let's just get into the cards. I guess I'll start with the trainers because they're a bit blander, but they're still pretty cool. Safety Goggles, a tool, says the basic Pokemon this card is attached to has no weakness. So this is a nerf of weakness policy, but still it's pretty good. I don't know immediately what this would be useful for. I can't think of any horrible weaknesses on basic Pokemon at the moment. But possibly something like the Psychic Zacian V, possibly something like Miraidon EX, or Koraidon EX, Great Tusk EX. So there's probably some of the fighting Pokemon weak to Psychic. Those would be nice targets for this card. But then we also see that it could be used on some other Pokemon to come out in the future, and that'll probably make more sense. I'm not overly familiar with the upcoming EXs. But there are the legendaries, or the mythicals, I don't know. Not the box legendaries, but the other legendaries are getting EXs. So it could come into effect there. And then we also see the supporter card, Giovanni's Charisma. Another, honestly, Team Grunt style card. It says put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. So this is the same effect as Team Yell Grunt, except this is actually, I believe, directly stronger. No. Team Yell Grunt, I believe, could be any Pokemon. I'm not sure. It's rotate anyway, so it doesn't matter. But then you can use it, and it says, if you do, then attach 1 energy card from your hand to one of your active Pokemon. Presumably, you don't have to do this. There's no way your opponent will know that. You don't need to reveal your hand. But and there's not really any reason you wouldn't want to. It's just there occasionally is, but it's very good. Like Energy Acceleration and Disruption, this looks super strong. Yeah, I honestly think this card's very good. Obviously, there's some counterplay, especially if you're not having a ton of energy on your active. It is not always going to be that bad, but it's pretty cool, and I honestly love this. It also says energy, not basic energy, which means that you can accelerate special energy. Wow, that's actually very good. Obviously, your opponent needs to be attaching energy to their active, but they want to be doing that anyway. So honestly, this card's pretty insane, possibly as a replacement for Raihan for energy acceleration. This card just looks so good. Unless I'm misinterpreting it here. So if I am, please tell me that. But I believe that it just seems very good at face value. It may be a bit awkward, but I think it's pretty good. So it's kind of like Gardenia's, but way better. That's a bit of a weird comparison. And we haven't seen Energy Acceleration Spores be super great recently. We saw Melanie be good, but Gardenia's kind of flopped. Something like Welder was obviously really good, but it was just so strong. So we'll see. Now we see Mew EX are similar to various Mews of the past, such as the other Mew EX. And I think we saw another Mew EX before that with a similar attack. But it's pretty much copy attacks of Pokemon in play. Also has a nice little ability here, restart. Once during your turn, you may draw until you have 3 cards in hand. We've also seen this ability on a very similar ability on Cricketune V. Probably some other cards, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. And then this is obviously nice. Also, you have free retreat here, weak to dark, resist fighting, pretty normal stuff. I think that's the same for Kadabra as well, yeah, or Alakazam. Probably Kadabra and Abra. All the psychic Pokemon are weak to dark now. And resist fighting, which is fine as typing. It's relatively weak. The fighting resistance is actually all right. With this attack here for 3 colors, a bit awkward to power up. You can use various things, but overall it's, I think, a bit hard to power up. Also, the low HP means it's kind of underwhelming, but its attack here is 3 colors. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks to use. Use it as this attack. So this is much weaker than other Mews we've seen because it doesn't copy a lot. Honestly, not only when I first saw this, I didn't look at it super closely. I thought it copied like a lot of things. It does not. It only copies when your opponent's active Pokemon's attack, which is very limited. I don't think this is going to be super good. But I wouldn't be shocked if it sees play. It can allow for some pretty cheesy scenarios. I don't know if it'll be any good, but I like the idea. I think it's kind of cool. And notably for weakness hitting, say your opponent's playing something like Rapid Urge for VMAX, this is a pretty solid counter to them. Is it insane? No, but I think it can do the job in those specific scenarios. But the rest of the scenarios, it's low HP. I think will lead to it getting punished and just not being put in a good spot. But you never know. I think it's cool, but probably just a bit too weak. Its free retreat, though, is nice as well. But then we're looking at the big boy here, Alakazam EX. The Kadabra is pretty underwhelming, I think. But the Alakazam here is super cool. First of all, 310 HP, stage 2 EX. That's I don't know if that's on the low end, but it's certainly fine. You do for 2 colors, you can, and then as a dark weak, fighting resistant. Retreat cost of 1 isn't too bad. It's certainly you can deal with it. But Alakazam EX, 2 colors, Mind Jack 90 plus 30 more future opponents bench Pokemon. And that's pretty solid, right? If they have a full bench, then you're hitting. You're going to be hitting, I think it's 240, which is pretty good, right? 240 is nothing insane, but like, I mean, it's good, honestly. Your opponent obviously needs to bench lots of Pokemon, though. But as long as they're benching a few, pretty much your opponent will always have like at least 2 benched. Then you're going to be hitting 150, which is a solid number to hit. It's good enough in some scenarios. If they have 3 benched, right, that's going to be 180. And that's just a solid number to 2-shot pretty much anything. Can 1-shot stuff like Mew EX, Lumineon V, the weaker basic EXs, or of course any single prizer. And this can also be powered up with double turbo. Obviously, it does less damage, but 170 should still be good enough if they have 3 bench Pokemon. And it kind of restricts them in awkward ways. But more importantly, it's attack your dimensional manipulation for 120 for 2 psychic. Obviously, that damage output's pretty underwhelming. But then it has this absolutely insane effect of its attack here, if you could call it that. This Pokemon can use its attack even when it's on the bench. So that's pretty insane, right? Like, I don't know what to say about that. That's just absurd. We've never seen this before. I don't think. And this has some crazy combos. Notably, you can kind of hide behind stuff. Stuff like Klefki, I've heard people say. And there are other walls as well. Miltank isn't an amazing wall, but it's an okay wall. And there's some other ones as well. I think Mimikyu is a new wall, which is very solid. So Alakazam EX is just insane here. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it seems like it could be absolutely insane. With its ability to attack from the bench, I've never seen anything like this before. Will it be good? It might be insane. It might be trash. I don't know. But I figured I just had to make a video on this with Kadabra coming back and Alakazam being just crazy. I'm really hyped for this card. It might break the game. As I said, it might be bad. I think it'll be good. I think it will find a place as a very solid card. Also, I believe when it's attacking from the bench, it will still hit weakness and resistance, which is just kind of weird. I love this. I'm very excited to see what people are going to do with it. I am scared as well, but I hope you're excited for this card too. Obviously, this is looking quite a bit in the future, but I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'm excited to see you in the next video. See ya.